Say amen, amen. Say amen. Say amen. Say amen. Oh la 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 la. Amen. Amen. Our lives go better. Oh. Amen. Family go better. Oh. Amen. Everything go better. Oh. We go better. Oh. We go better. Oh. Amen. 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 Your life go better. Oh. Amen. Family go better. Oh. Our families go better. Everything go better. Oh. We go better. Oh. We go better. Oh. Amen. 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 Woo! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another edition of Marriage Clinic Live. How are you today? I remain your host, Morlai Han Oputi. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I welcome all our members at Marriage Clinic, everyone following us on all our social media platforms. I celebrate you all. Thank you so much for your participation, for your contributions, for those words of advice, for those suggestions you put out there whenever we throw out issues for discussion. Thank you so much. And I would like to also celebrate all our new joiners and our first timers. In short, of late, we have people joining us in 5,000, 6,000, and even our YouTube channel too is growing. So we are grateful to God for this privilege to reach out to people, to touch many lives. So please, if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, kindly do so, because you'll be learning a lot from there. It's equally a resource center. So like I said, I remain your host, Morlai Han Oputi, and today we will be discussing a very sensitive topic today, and that topic is, should you disclose to your spouse about the child you had outside of wedlock? Should you disclose to your spouse about the child you had outside of wedlock, or even to your intending spouse? Now, you know that at Marriage Clinic, we get quite a number of people reaching out to us, discussing a lot of issues with us, and stemming from what issues are being discussed with us, we tend to see a lot. We tend to discover a lot that is happening out there in society, with people, with young people, with even the married, with people in relationship. And I felt that we need to talk about this. So recently, someone approached us. We are currently handling a case where the person, you know, the person met this lady through his friend, and he went as far as planning marriage with her. Meanwhile, he had a child outside of wedlock, a 7-year-old child outside of wedlock, but he told everyone not to disclose it to this lady. I mean, he told his family members, please don't ever disclose it to this lady that I have a child outside of wedlock. Why? Because she's not going to consent to marry me or going ahead with this marriage. And he himself did not inform this lady that he has a child outside of wedlock. And even the friend that he met this lady through did not also inform the lady, because they are all friends, and somehow they got talking. Before they knew it, they fell in love, started dating, courting. Before we knew it, they were planning wedding. Yet he did not disclose to her that he has a child outside of wedlock. So the marriage happened, the wedding happened, they are both married now. The lady is now pregnant, and the other woman is now saying, the other woman whom he had a child outside of wedlock with, is now saying that she wants to bring the girl to him to also take care of that. After all, she has been the one taking care of the girl from birth till 7 years old. I mean, she is the mother of the child. So the child has been with her, with the mother. She has been the one taking care of that baby from babyhood till she's 7. So now she also felt, oh, at least let him take over from where she stopped. So she's planning to take the girl to him. And this man never disclosed to his wife, to his bride, that he has a child outside of wedlock. And this wife is now heavily pregnant for this man again. So the question is, should we let the cat out of the bag? Should we be disclosing this now to this woman after she has taken a decision to marry him without knowing that he has a child outside of wedlock? Now, it's a messy case. And because of that, I thought that it's very important for us to talk about this, because I know that there will be some people out there who are equally going through this. See, let me tell you something. When you have a child outside of wedlock, it's not something you can keep secret. It's not something you can keep as a secret. If you are ashamed of that child, if you are ashamed to discuss about that child or to let out the fact that you've had a child before to the person you are going to be marrying, I tell you, then that means you are setting up yourself for a heartbreak. You are setting up yourself for even a fall. Then that means you are leading someone on in deceit. Because if you don't disclose to the person you are getting married to that, oh, I have a child outside of wedlock, oh, even though this happened, that happened, but the child is with me or is with my parents, you disclose to them, let them know, spread the cards out on the table to the person you're about to get married to, whether it's a man or a woman. See, it's even one of the ways you will get to know if this person truly loves you. Because I tell you, if that man truly loves you, he will be happy for you, and he will know that, oh, okay, so you've given birth before, so where is the child? How are we going to handle the issue of the child within our marriage? Would it affect our marriage? How do we assist the child? Where would the child be staying? Will the child be staying with us, or the child will still be staying with the mother or the parent or wherever the child has always been? How do we accommodate the child's expenses in our finances, in our budget? Because I hear quite a number of people saying, my husband is always sending money to her, to the baby mama, this, that, and that. So the question is, he or she has a child somewhere that they are equally responsible to. So are you saying they shouldn't take care of that child, or of those children, if they have a sense of responsibility to them? So they need to take care of that child. So you only need to sit with them and work out a plan and say, okay, out of our monthly salary, or out of your monthly salary, considering the fact that you are the father or the mother of the child, this portion should go to the upkeep of the child, the welfare of the child, wherever the child is. Or if you have decided to live with the child in that new union, then let it be that you would, the person you are planning to get married to, will accept that child as his own, either adopted child or even as his own. See, when you have the heart of gold, or the heart of God, when you have the mind of God, you will see everybody as an extension of you, or an extension of God. And that is why that scripture says, love your neighbor as yourself. That means whatever pain you can feel, know that that person next to you, that person out there, is equally feeling the same pain. Whatever it is you don't like to experience as a human being, know that that person out there too will not like to experience such pain. So everyone is an extension of you, so to speak, because whatever pain you are going through, whatever challenges you are having, that's why it said that it's common to men. Someone out there is equally going through it. So it's not unique to you. So you shouldn't make it look like, oh, it's a big deal, or hide it away from that spouse. Because I tell you, if you deceive them into marrying you, when they eventually get to know, that person may not find it easy to forgive you. And even if they forgive you, they won't forget, and they will be acting with you based on distrust. They won't trust you anymore because trust is broken. And when trust is broken, a lot, will be falling apart. She won't be able to trust you again, or he won't be able to trust you again. And they will find it difficult to trust you. So imagine that lady, she's already pregnant as well for this man, yet she doesn't know that her husband has a child outside. It doesn't cost you anything to disclose it to her. So, and then while lying about it, he had to tell his family members that please don't ever let her know, don't ever let her know. Even if the lady comes, tell her that, oh, that she's our auntie, she's related to us, that they should lie to the wife that the baby mama is his auntie and related to him, so that the wife at home will not get to know that, oh, he has a baby mama somewhere with a child. That should not be. You are living in deceit. You are deceiving someone else to live a lie, because it would have been good that she's informed, or she's aware about what she's about to go into. Then let her take a decision based on the full information that you have provided to her. Not that you will give her half truth. You are hiding some information away from her, and you are allowing her base her judgment or a decision on what you have told her or disclosed to her. And you did it so well that you made sure all your friends, never disclosed it to her. Even your family members never disclosed it to her. I mean, that is not good. That is mean. That is wicked. Now, marriage or marital union, it's a long time journey. As a matter of time, it's a lifetime journey. So you don't want to do things or conceal secrets that, if eventually let out, it can break your home. It can affect your relationship with your spouse. And I tell you, those kind of things will usually come out. The people will get to know that your partner that you're hiding it from will get to know. They will get to discover eventually. So why not tell them? It's very important that you let that man know, that woman know, and let them take a decision whether they still want to journey with you in marriage or not, based on the fact that you have a child outside of wedlock. I mean, some people will not mind because they see every child as their own, and you cannot blame that child, for what has happened. You can't blame the child for what has happened. So you can't even maltreat the child if the child eventually comes to live with you. It's not good to maltreat them. So you treat that child like your own. You see that child as a gift from God. The same way God gives you a child, you see that child as a gift. Equally see that child as a gift from God, as an extension of you. And whatever you wish yourself, you wish it for that child. Whatever you don't want for yourself, then you don't want it for that boy or that little girl. Why? Because they are innocent. So I think that it's very important that we don't keep such a big thing as secret. Now, another one happened. This happened in marriage. It's a marriage of 16 years. The man had 5 children, or is it 4 children? A marriage of 16 years. Yeah, I think it had 5 children. Now, what happened was that at a point in their marriage, the man had to travel out because his workplace transferred him out of the country. So he comes in maybe once in 6 months, once in 6 months or so. So he traveled out of the country, to work somewhere else. And in the process, the wife, started flirting with an ex. Somehow she didn't mean it. She said that she was going out one day. Then she met him, in the train, in the tube, and somehow they got talking. From there they went for lunch together. From lunch together, oh, can we hang out for dinner tomorrow? Now this is someone with grown-up children in their teens, and somehow from hanging out for dinner it turned to having sex, and that turned into a pregnancy. Now You don't forget the husband comes in maybe once in 6 months, and somehow the husband too came around a week or two after that, and before we knew it, they discovered that, oh, she was pregnant. So she assumed that the pregnancy was for her own husband, or her husband was the one that got her impregnated, not knowing that it was from the extramarital affair she had with her ex that impregnated her. So they had the baby. The husband didn't know the baby was not his. They were all happy, they rejoiced, everything was fine until the man was promoted again and he was moved from the country he was to their headquarters. Now, for you to be moved to your headquarters, then that means you are going to be staying there for a long time. So his family will need to move with him. So there is a medical test that need to be carried out on all the children just to confirm that, okay, these children are his own and they are all well fit, to travel with him and to live in that country. So they all went for the medical exam, and somehow it was in the process of the medical exam that the result came out that the last born is not his child, and he's a boy. And the man was like, what? It's my son. He's already maybe 2 or 3 years old. That is our last born. That's the baby of the house. But they did the test again, repeated the test, and wow, that boy happened not to be his own child. So what happened? Then the woman was forced to confess or to say the truth about what really happened while he was away. Now, you know that such a man will be broken, he would become perplexed, he would end up not trusting the woman again. And the truth is, he will now be torn between two devils. He will now ask himself, do I want to throw away my marriage because of this child? Or do I want to just accept this child as my own and continue with the marriage as though nothing serious had happened? So you will have to weigh his option and take that decision. But I tell you, that marriage will just be surviving, through damage control, because all they will be doing is, oh, damage control. It will be very hard for them to feel free with each other because he can't trust her anymore. There won't be trust anymore. And when trust is broken, everything falls apart. So I don't know if you are out there listening to me, you've been concealing things from your spouse. You know that you have a child outside of wedlock and you are not telling that wife or that husband of yours. I think it's better for you to let the cat out of the bag. Let them know. Let them know. If you can't tell them yourself, look for elderly people that can go with you to disclose the news to them, and let them know. Please don't hide such a thing. Things like these are tearing marriages apart. It's breaking the harmony in the home. It's putting a lot of unnecessary tension and pressure, you know, on the marriage. And you don't want to put yourself in that situation where you are seen as, oh, a liar, a deceiver. You are seen as, oh, she can't be trusted, he can't be trusted. I can't even leave her alone at home and travel somewhere. You don't want to put yourself in that position, So if that is your current situation, please disclose it to your partner. Disclose it to your intending partner. The worst that will happen is they will say, wow, you eat such a thing from me. I don't think we can continue with this relationship. And you both will go your separate ways, but your conscience will be clear that, oh, you are not deceiving anyone. You are not living a lie. You are not living a life of deceit. That you are being truthful about every situation and every circumstances that has ever come your way. You make it plain and make it open to the person that you're about to journey with for a lifetime. And even if it has happened inside of the marriage, look for elders, look for maybe pastors, people that will help you to break the news and can do the damage control very well for you in such a way that it will not tear your home apart. And if it eventually tears your home apart, take it as that is the lesson you need to learn in life and move on from there. Cut your losses. pick up the pieces that is there and move on from there. But next time, don't hide such a sensitive and critical information away from the one you claim to love and you want to spend the rest of your life with, because I tell you, they won't trust you again. So I think I've said a lot here. And please, and please, and please, for those of you who married persons who have had children out of wedlock, see that child as your own. I tell you, God will bless you for it. Now, I personally, I see children as a gift from God. Their heritage from their heritage of God. And when you see them as gifts from God, when you see them as these little ones, a blessing from God, I tell you, regardless of whether you give birth to them, you will treat them well. You will treat them well. So treat them well, care for them. I'm sure their angels will bless you. Their angels will go ahead and protect you. A lot of good things will happen to you when you treat those children well, regardless of the fact that you are not the biological father or the biological mother. But when you maltreat them, I tell you, God will ask you for it as well. He will ask you for it. Now, don't say, oh, because it's not my child, because she's not my daughter, I won't pay their fees, I won't send them to school, I'll send him to work or to learn carpentry work when your own biological children are going to school. No, don't do that. Don't use the boy or the girl as house girl or housemate and keep your own, you know, away from shores. Don't do that. You know why? Because God is watching you and he will repay you. So don't say, well, because this person did not come out from my loins or from my womb, then I will maltreat him, I will maltreat her. That shouldn't be. Please and please, whatever you don't want for your children, don't want it for that child as well, because he or she has an angel that is protecting me, that is protecting her, and God is watching everything, regardless of the circumstances surrounding their birth, surrounding his birth, surrounding our birth. Please leave all of that to God. Do your bit. As human being, do your bit as that spouse, and let the laws of God, and let it be that before the laws of God, you are upright and you are not found wanting. When you maltreat such a child, or you reject them, or you treat them like an outcast, as if they are non-entities, as if they don't matter, it is not good. And lastly, let me wrap up on this note. See, it's becoming a trending thing now for people to be having children outside of wedlock. You see young people that are not near married, they've given birth, they don't see it as anything again. They say, oh, it's just a mistake, life has happened. See, if you continue living your life carelessly or taking life carelessly, I tell you, before you know it, you will just complicate your life. Your life will be complicated. It will become complex. Why not simplify it? Because life itself is hard enough. So you now adding complexities to it will make you have so many baggages to move with in life, and it will keep slowing you down. You will become a drag. And may we not become beggarly men and women. And that is why so many people, find themselves in marriages and they become beggarly, like a servant to the one they married. If the person does not give you money to buy this, you can't buy. You are not financially independent. You are living a beggarly life with them. Meanwhile, you should be living a life of a king or a queen, but you are so much dependent on this person. You are beggarly in nature. Why? Because you spent your youthful years, or your productive life, your productive years, sleeping around in promiscuity, impregnating people that you never have an iota of love for, doing things that hurts people's feeling, pierces through people's soul, and you think all will be well with you. Please, let's amend our ways. Let's think about what we are doing. Don't just throw your legs open to everyone that comes your way. See, it's very important. Young people, you need to listen to this. If you are not married to someone, please don't let them go into your temple, into your body, to the point of drilling you and getting you pregnant. And at the end of the day, they will come out and tell you, I'm sorry, I can't take responsibility for the pregnancy. But, and some will even take responsibility for it, but you will suffer alone taking care of that child because they will be nowhere to be found. So please, let's think about it very well. Don't just be careless about about your sexual life, about your sexual garment. Keep it for the person you're getting married to. And also, if you're a married man or married woman, keep yourself for your spouse alone. There is no point jumping from bed to bed, hopping from bed to bed. It is not honorable. And marriage is an honorable thing. So do away with these honorable behaviors. Do away with behaviors that will make your life get more complicated and more complex. And at the end of the day, the wings that you're supposed to use to fly, you'll be busy using it, to protect and hide your baggages and explain your baggages to everyone that comes your way. And you don't want to live that kind of life. You want to live a free life, a lightweight lifestyle. You want to be lightweight. You want to be able to move. You want to be able to achieve a lot. You don't want any complexity around you. You don't want baggages that will be slowing you down. You don't want to be a drain or even an heartache in another person's life. So please, let's be cautious. Let's be mindful of our sexual behaviors, because it is our sexual behaviors that is producing all these children out of wedlock. So be considerate, be self-disciplined, and as we do so, I believe that God will help us, to fix things, to repair all these damages, and to have a better life. So I would like to stop here now. I remain your host, Moralai and Okuti. Please and please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Remember to leave us a like or a comment. Share this video if you feel someone out there needs it and they need to learn from it. Till I see you again another time. Bye bye.